Hello everyone. A very good morning, afternoon, and evening to all. Dear authors and invited guests, we welcome you to the technical session 7F. My name is Anisha, and this session would be moderated by me on behalf of Global Knowledge Research Foundation and GR Scholastic LLP. It is my great pleasure to welcome you all to the fourth World Conference on Information Systems for Business Management, ISBM 2025, Bangkok, Thailand. The fourth edition of the conference is being organized in a hybrid mode. The physical event was held in Bangkok, Thailand, and the virtual event is being held through Zoom yesterday and today, that is 25th or 26th of September 2025. I hope you all will enjoy the knowledgeable and interactive sessions throughout the day. In this session, we have 10 presentations. Each presenter will be given 10 minutes for their presentation and 2 minutes for question and answers. On 9 minutes, I'll be raising a gentle reminder. There's another request to all the participants that you all please stay connected with us till the closing of the session. And if you have any update or query, then you can write it to me in the chat box. So before we start with the session, I'd like to introduce you all to the chairs for this session. We have Sahil Krishnadas. He's a senior product manager at Walmart e-commerce USA with expertise in driving end-to-end customer growth journeys across discovery, search, and personalization. He thrives at the intersection of strategy and execution, leveraging high agency and a result-driven approach to deliver impactful digital experiences that enhance customer engagement and business outcomes. And we have another session chair, Dr. Sunil Kumar Jangir. Dr. Sunil is a senior manager, projects and process at Wixflux Private Limited, Jaipur. With expertise in project management and Scrum methodology, he drives innovative program development and strategic execution. His research contributions enrich both academic and professional communities, focusing on the applications of machine learning and deep learning in real-world scenarios, network securities, and routing protocols for ad hoc networks. So we welcome you both to the session, sir. Would you like to give an opening remarks before we start with the session?
I can start the first. Thanks, Anisha, for that kind introduction. Truly appreciate. And then looking forward to a great discussion. I happen to read all through the abstracts for the session, so it's a good lineup. So thanks for having me.
Thank you so much, sir. Looking forward to the session.
Thank you, Anisha and GR Foundation for this opportunity. All the best to all the participants. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for your opening remarks, sir. Now we'll be starting with this session. And we have our very first presenter, T. Shruti, with the paper titled A Framework to Safeguard Electronic Health Records and Ensure Privacy in Cloud Storage. Do we have Shruti with us in this session? Well, I don't see her in the session, so we'll be moving forward to the next presenter. We have Sanasam Bimol with the paper titled Artificial Intelligent and Effective Tool for Knowledge Management and Higher Education. Sir Bimol, are you present in the session? Or any of the co-authors of the paper? Since there's no response, we'll be moving forward. We have Praveen with the paper titled Integrating AI and Behavioral Analytics for Advanced Insider Threat Detection, a cross-disciplinary approach combining cybersecurity and cognitive science.
Good morning. My name is Praveen. I'm here to present my paper. Am I allowed to share the screen for the presentation?
Yes, you can share the screen now.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. My name is Praveen Saurapu. I'm from India. Today, I'll be speaking about integrating AI and behavior analytics to detect insider threats. Insider threats are one of the most challenging security risks because they come from people who already have authorized access to systems. This makes them much harder to detect compared to external hackers. Our approach combines technology and human behavior analysis to create a smarter, more proactive security system. By the end of this presentation, you will be seeing how the integration can improve detection, reducing false alarms, and prevent costly incidents. Insider threats are difficult to catch for three main reasons. First, insiders have legitimate access, so their activities don't usually raise alarms. Second, they can bypass traditional defenses, making detection much harder. And third, insider incidents often go undetected for long periods, leading to higher financial and reputational damage. This shows why traditional security tools alone are not enough. Traditional security methods face several challenges. Rule-based systems rely on fixed patterns, which makes them rigid and unable to adapt to new tactics. This leads to many false positives and missed attacks. AI-only models focus only on technical data like network logs and ignore human behavior, which is a key factor in insider threats. Finally, these systems lack context. They can't easily tell the difference between unusual but harmless activity and a real threat. Our solution combines AI with behavior analytics, creating a comprehensive detection system. It uses data from multiple sources, technical logs, user behavior patterns, and even psychological indicators. This approach helps us predict threats before they happen instead of just reacting after the damage is done. By merging human behavior with machine intelligence, we can detect threats earlier and with high accuracy. Our framework has four main steps. First, we collect data from different sources like system logs, user activity, and psychological assessments. Second, we extract behavioral features such as stress levels, unusual work hours, or emotional signals in communication. Third, we run this data through a hybrid AI pipeline, which combines supervised learning for known threats and unsupervised learning to spot new unknown patterns. Finally, the system produces explainable alerts so analysts know why the system raised a flag and can take informed action. In our test, this approach showed clear improvements. We achieved 90% detection accuracy, which is much higher than traditional systems. False positives were reduced by 60%, meaning fewer unnecessary alerts. And our ability to catch the real threats known as recall increased by 13%. These results show that combining behavioral analytics with AI creates a smarter and more reliable threat detection systems. Why this works? This works because it looks at the whole picture. Behavioral data like stress signals and keystroke patterns give early warning signs of potential insider issues. When combined with technical data, it creates a complete threat profile, reducing false alarms. Plus, the system provides clear explanation so security teams can understand what triggered an alert and respond effectively. This shifts organizations from reactive defense to proactive prevention. There were real world examples that we have taken. Here are two real world class examples. In the first, a disgruntled employee showed negative communication patterns and accessed sensitive files after hours. Our system detected this early and prevented data theft. In the second case, an accidental insider unknowingly exposed data through poor handling practices. Traditional systems missed it, but behavioral analytics flagged the unusual patterns. These examples show that this approach works for both intentional and unintentional threats. While promising this system has a few challenges, our current data came from only 1-2 organizations, so we need to test it across different industries. Collecting behavioral data raises privacy concerns, which must be handled carefully and ethically. Also, insider threats are rare, so the dataset is imbalanced, making training AI models tricky. Future research will focus on real-time detection, improving privacy protection, and making the AI models even more transparent. Moving forward, organizations need to adopt a cross-disciplinary approach, combining security with behavioral science. This shift will allow us to prevent insider threats before they cause harm. Rather than just reaching after a breach, by doing so, we can move towards a safer, more proactive security environment. Thank you for your time today, and I look forward to any questions you might have.
Praveen, am I audible?
Yes. Yes, sir, I'm
Congratulations
listening.
for this presentation. So my two
Yeah.
questions only. First, I just want to go through your data set. How you have prepared your data set, feature you have extracted from that data set. Second, the model you used for extracting key values from your data set, and how you are saying that this is the 90% accurate, hybrid is 13%. I just want to know that process because in your presentation, facts are there, but process is missing. Hope my
Yes, sir.
question is clear.
Yes, sir. It's very clear. So AI alone looks at technical data like logs or network activity. While that's unusual, it misses human behavior patterns like stress level or unusual communication, which often shows up before a threat happens. By combining the two, we get a complete view of both technical and human factors, which helps reduce false alarms and catch earlier threats. This is very important point. We follow strict privacy guidelines. All data is anonymized, meaning no individual can be directly identified. We also ensure informed consent so participants know what data is collected and why. So the goal is to improve security while fully respecting privacy and ethical standards. So you're right, sir. The current model was like trained on data from a single or two companies. In the future, we plan to test and adapt the system across different industries like finance, health, and government. The core framework is flexible, but it will need some adjustment to match each organization's specific environment. The currently system works on collected data, but not steps to make it real time. The way organizations can respond immediately when suspicious behavior is detected rather than waiting for an analysis later. So traditional systems often rely on a rigid rules, which leads to a lot of noise. By including behavioral context, like changing in work patterns or stress indicators, our model better understand whether an activity is genuinely suspicious. So in tests, we saw 60% reduction in false positives, which means fewer unnecessary alerts. That's one of the benefits of using behavioral data. For example, someone accidentally mishandling data might show confusion or irregular patterns, which a malicious insider might display negative communication, sentiment, or secrecy. The system flags both, but the response strategy differs, like training or mistakes versus investigation of malicious intent. It depends on the organization extending tools and infrastructure. The good news is that this framework builds on current security system, so it doesn't require starting from scratch. There are also three main challenges, like first, data imbalance, privacy concerns, and industry variation. We are
Praveen,
actively researching a solution to each of these, sir.
Praveen,
Yes, sir.
I just asked for the sample data
Yeah.
and the model you have trained.
Um, the sample data is taken from one of the regional companies in Hyderabad region, where we got data from almost 300 employees from a single organization. And we detected some of the threats
Are you
which are
able
not
to
addressed.
share that sample data? Only two fields, three fields? Is it possible
Um,
for you or not? First thing.
I don't have exact details right now to present, sir, but I will be happy to look into it and get back to you after this session. Would it be okay if I followed up with your by email, sir?
Okay.
But to Dr. Sunil's point, in terms of your features is something that you should be pretty well versed, right?
Right, sir, right. So like we have that data, but I couldn't present it like it's not well structured to present now,
No,
sir.
just be verbal. I don't think so. We are looking for an exact presentation slide, but it's just
Right.
out of curiosity. It's not just to ask questions to make you uncomfortable, but it's out of curiosity in terms of how are you getting this, because the work is promising. It's just that when there is if we feel confident on that work, it's truly remote.
Yes, sir. Yes. So we have approached a startup company here in Hyderabad where there were up to 200 to 300 employees. So we have made a first questionnaire to each employee, and we have made some systems as well. Like so, what understanding their stress, understanding their expectations from the organization, or understanding what they wanted to do in future. So the set of questions gave us a final or data how many employees were not really happy with their job, and what are
Okay.
their patterns while working on their computers or logins and other things. So the people who are more prone to stress were given poor results, and the people who are not stressed has given good results. So we identified that there is also threat of data for the people who are really stressed at job for various reasons like increments, salaries, or promotions, and other reasons.
Could you please share that questionnaire here?
Um, yes, sir, I do have, but I'll be happy if I can get back to you on an email with the questionnaire.
Okay. Anisha ji, please share my email ID with Praveen.
Yes, sir, I'll do that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Sure, sir. Thank you for the presentation. Now we'll be moving forward to our next presenter, and we have Lester P. Akoba with the paper titled Linking System Effectiveness to Workforce Productivity, a study on the use of electronic accounting systems.
Hello, thank you for
Yeah.
the introduction. Let me also share my screen. I hope it's already visible on your part.
Yes, it's visible.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Lester Piacoba, and our research explores how we can truly maximize the value of digital investment in the business. Every business today is searching for an edge, and that edge often lies with efficiency. However, simply implementing technology does not guarantee success. We see companies invest heavily in digital tools, yet often employee productivity stagnates. The key question is, are these systems truly effective? This research therefore aims to directly investigate this critical link. How does perceived effectiveness of electronic accounting systems influence the productivity of the workforce using them? Accounting is the bedrock of business. It is not just a back office function, it is a nervous system of an organization. They're directly responsible for monitoring and ensuring the financial sustainability of an organization. However, for many, this crucial function still relies heavily on paper-based systems. Think of physical ledgers, manual data entry, and time-consuming cross-checking. This reliance creates an inherent conflict. The systems we rely on for stability are inherently fragile, slow, and prone to error. And this brings us to the inevitable and necessary technological transition. The limitations of paper are no longer acceptable in today's fast-paced or highly regulated global economy. Technology has changed the landscape, driving from a shift from those slow, error-prone manual systems to electronic accounting systems, or in this case, EAS. If the transition offers such profound benefits for financial stability, why isn't then every organization instantly hitting their maximum productivity? Well, any organization or for any technological shift in an organization is a trade-off. One can gain such significant advantages like speed, real-time data access, remote capabilities, and automated reporting. However, these benefits are easily eroded by inherent advantages and risks, such as data security, connectivity issues, and need for employee training. Well, it is important to address this one because the moment we neglect the crucial need for this, the advantages of EAS immediately undermined. The core issue is that this translates into higher costs and slower organizational change. Our research then centers on confirming the relationships between these two critical variables. First one is perceived effectiveness. This included dimensions like system speed, data accuracy, security, reliability, and stability overall to provide decision-making support. Secondly, the dependent variable, which is the productivity of accounting personnel. We measured this by both behavioral factors and objective outcomes. This graphic represents our research model. It's a model of the test of relationship I've been discussing. On the left, we see the construct for perceived effectiveness driven by five specific measures. This is hypothesized to directly influence the construct on the right, the productivity of accounting personnel, which also measured through five distinct indicators. The arrow connected them representing the alternative hypotheses, stating that the effectiveness of digital accounting systems is significant related to positive outcomes for workforce productivity. Our approach was designed to provide a robust statistical test of relationship between the two variables. Firstly, the research design was quantitative. We used a cross-sectional approach, which was ideal for testing hypothesized relationships. Second, we surveyed 152 officers and accountants in Makati City, which is a key business and financial hub here in the Philippines. Third, our research instrument was a structured questionnaire utilizing 5-point Likert scales. And after we have gathered our data, we utilized the partial least squares structural equation modeling for its analysis. Using the data collected, our first step was to assess the reliability and validity of the constructs. This is critical to ensure the accuracy and subsequent findings. As shown here in Table 1, the convex alpha for both the variables and the composite reliability values are well above the required threshold of zero point 0.7. This confirmed that our questionnaire items were internally consistent and reliable in measuring the intended constructs. The average variance extracted as a measure of the convergent reliability are also well above the conservative threshold of zero point 0.5. These confirm that our constructs are the items in our questionnaire were designed to measure a construct are successfully converging on that concept. In summary, for this measurement model assessment, these metrics demonstrated that our data and measurement skills were highly reliable and valid. We then proceeded with confidence in testing our structural hypothesis, the results of which overwhelmingly confirmed it. The link between perceived effectiveness and productivity is statistically robust as the p-value was 0.000 and the statistic is over 26. This confirmed that the relationship was highly significant. It was not just absolutely due to chance. The path coefficient is also a powerful 0.81. This meant that a unit increase in perceived effectiveness leads to a near proportionate increase in workforce productivity. If we take a look at also the R square, which was 0.65, this represented the percentage of the variance in employee productivity as affected by the effectiveness of the perceived effectiveness of what the EAS is. In short, the data provides undeniable evidence. Perceived effectiveness is a critical factor driving productivity gains from electronic accounting system. This must be the primary focus for management. Our study provides a definitive answer to the question we posed at the beginning. The robust statistical evidence indicated that perceived effectiveness is a robust predictor of productivity. In essence, we've shown that the investment in electronic accounting systems only pays off when the user experience is prioritized. Effectiveness is the key to unlocking true productivity. This leads us to our final practical recommendations. Our findings prove that effectiveness is a management issue, not just a technical one. we have two primary recommendations. First one is to invest in continuous training and support to directly ensure our personnel are equipped to use the EAS effectively. We also encourage regular employee feedback on systems usability to identify any issues early. To expand on these findings, we also propose three areas for future work. Multiple cities or regions and different organizational types may also be included to increase its generalizability. Longitudinal studies may also be employed, which can track changes in effectiveness and productivity over time. And probably some moderating or mitigating variables can also be introduced to further understand the dynamics between system effectiveness and productivity. To summarize, we found a strong, significant relationship for perceived effectiveness explains over 65% of employee productivity variance. The final word for all leaders is simple. Invest in our users, not just your software. Thank you very much for your time and your attention, and I am now ready for your questions if there would be any.
Well, thanks, Lester. I'll kick us off. So, sure, it seems to be a no-brainer in terms of companies investing for their workforce, but then given every company is at a different stage, right? Some companies are established, some companies are just on the way to getting established, right? So, is there a transfer function in terms of the investment that a company is making in terms of the EAS system for their employees, it translates to X amount of productivity or X amount of gain. Basically, what's the return on investment for these accounting systems? Any point of view on those lines?
Sorry, I just missed the portion for the key question.
Okay, no. In short, what I'm saying is there a transfer function from a company perspective, right? Like if I invest in terms of providing electronic accounting systems to my workforce, uh, that investment translate into X amount of productivity increase. Basically, I can count on the return of investment that I'm making.
Well, one of the limitations of the study was in terms of the non-financial nature of that one. We only look at its effect on the productivity itself. So probably that is also one of the things that we can look at for future studies. But definitely, the numbers here would say that there is a link for that, and it's primarily one of the considerations before looking into the investments in digital technologies, particularly in this case, accounting systems.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So my simple question is, how do you are measuring the effectiveness of electronic accounting system in your study?
In terms of the system effectiveness, we measured it with five different variables or lower level constructs that which was presented here a while ago, one of which would be the system speed, accuracy, security, reliability, and decision making, looking which were adapted from the study below, cited below.
Have you taken reporting accuracy? One of the parameter indicator, performance indicator?
Yes. Yes, but definitely if we're trying to take a look at accuracy in terms of the system itself, because there can definitely be some form of errors there. In such case, that the financial data that are entered into the system would not be that accurate. But it's more of the system accuracy itself and not of the data.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for the presentation. We'll be moving on to the next presenter. So next up, we have Udita K with the paper titled Modeling the Barriers to Gen Z Adoption of Privacy-Preserving AI-Enabled Health Apps. Do we have Udita?
Yes, good morning. I'll be quickly sharing my presentation.
Sure.
So yes. So the contents that which we will be covering is the literature review, the background, and we'll basically be seeing those key barriers which Gen Z, when they adapt to all these AI-enabled healthcare apps. So what are these barriers? So what drives them or what resists them? So our research is mainly focused upon the Gen Z's resistance to privacy preserving AI enabled healthcare apps. So nowadays, like Gen Z being the tech savvy people, they mostly appreciate AI's involvement in all of these applications. They use them for tracking their health or tracking their health meter, or while doing exercises, their cardio and their heartbeat rate and uh, along those lines. So they also use a lot of gadgets along with it, like there are smart watches and there are trackers and medical grade stuffs. So, and what really is the theme that surrounds this thing? So that is the data misuse anxiety, like the data that the AI collects, like how it is being used, even though like we agree to its certain terms and conditions that is laid out there, and then the awareness about them and AI credibility and human displacement fear. So we have done mostly like ISM and MICMAC analysis. These are qualitative analysis, and we have found certain the factors that influences the Gen Z's behavior. So these are all the certain journals that they have gone through, and what these journals basically deals with. So awareness deficit. So here, when AI apps have these privacy preserving features, but then data encryption or federated learning. So, but then many of the Gen Zs are quite unaware of that. And then data misuse anxiety, like the how could the data is being handled, is it leaked or is being sold. So those things are pretty much causes an anxiety among the Gen Zs. And the AI credibility doubt, like the skepticism of the information that is rendered by the AI, the suggestions or the route maps that are being drafted, is it like trustworthy or not? And surveillance concern. When we use like constant biometric or geolocation trackers, it is perceived as like intrusion of the data, and it creates kind of a sense of being monitored. And next is UI UX friction. It is the interface and which we work with the apps or with the gadgets. It's it might be in some it may be complicated, and the privacy controls or the intrusive user generated settings and all of those things. And digital health knowledge gap, that is poor understanding of the digital health concepts and how it fosters either confidence or not. And regulatory ambiguity, the lack of unclear privacy regulations, the things that are not being openly laid out in all these agreements and policies that we agree upon. And human displacement fear. So here, when AI are being used as for as a coach while we're in the gym or while we're exercising, or as a health administrator, or as a health consultant. So what about the displacement of the professionals there? And perceived health irrelevance. There are some users who consider it gives even wrong information, whether we search on health or is application based things. Next is eco-ethical concerns. It is the adoption of AI that's affected by the energy consumption and the ethical issues as well. So when we move to the theoretical background, so we have done all of these using like four methods, like PMT, which is protection motivation theory. So it explains how when a new breakthrough is there, it explains how people adapt to them. Like they either cope with it or they feel threatened. And for example, in healthcare apps, if Gen Z feels their healthcare is at risk, and like the trust that privacy preserving AI apps protected, and they are more likely to use them. And next is the unified theory of acceptance and use of technology. So in this, there are various factors that influences how people adopt or reject technology, like the performance expectancy, social influence, or the price value. All of these things, like it motivates or demotivates the Gen Z. And next is the PM, the Micmac analysis. So that will be like dealt briefly in the upcoming slides. So these are the 10 barriers upon which the Gen Z's behavior with the AI apps or gadgets is being tested upon. So we circulated a survey, a cross-sectional survey, and we got responses from 142 Gen Z respondents, who might be students or even graduates, or whoever uses these apps frequently. And we have done an ISM and MICMAC, a combined quantitative model, to establish a relationship among the barriers, and it's tested with 20 respondents for clarity and reliability. So these are the results. So as you can see, among these 10 barriers, there are certain things that are autonomous, like they don't influence the other barriers, and there are certain linkage barriers that are drives the other barriers, and the dependent barriers that are dependent upon the other barriers and the factors, and they do not drive them, and the independent variables, like they have a low driving power as well as dependence powers. So, and this is the ISM hierarchy. The lower the barriers, the more dependent upon them, or more dependent they are for the other barriers. Like if we look at the digital health knowledge gap and the regulatory ambiguity. So these are the basic barriers that influences the further barriers like awareness deficit, data misuse anxiety. And when we go abound of AI credibility doubt and human displacement fear, they just remain as dependent, or they are just autonomous. So what does the study say? We have certain foundational drivers like the awareness deficit, the knowledge gap, the regulatory ambiguity. So these are the foremost factors that drives the Gen Z's behavior towards these AI apps. And then PMT, they also explain resistance, and UT too. Like PMT resistance is mostly based upon the data misuse and surveillance. So the company need to be more transparent about those things when they are catering to their customers. And then UT2 also explains the adoption, when there is trust and when there is no usability, word of mouth, people tend to use those applications. So what these results they imply? So they imply that simplifying the UI interface and integrating privacy and transparency will encourage more Gen Z users to transfer or to adopt all these AI related healthcare apps. And then policymakers, like we have to lay down clear privacy regulations and compliance certificates, and educational programs like how digital health literacy really means. They need to know all these AI applications. They give credible data is what we need to educate them, and upon the users, how it can be personalized to their own routines. And healthcare providers, they recommend also trustworthy apps and integrates human insights. So with this, this ISM and MICMAC framework, they give a very structured clarity on which to look at immediately, that focuses upon the foundation for the AI Gen Zs to switch to these AI healthcare apps. And this future notion, we could tell, or we could do the longitudinal cross-cultural studies and explore how, within Gen Zs there are heterogeneity, like what do they prefer in their niche areas, and examine the eco-ethical concerns deeply, and integrate machine learning and train the models for more effectiveness of the AI suggested routines. So that's it from my side. So if there's any questions, I would like to go through.
There's a couple of questions. So talk more in terms of how did you establish these features or uh, variables are independent from each other, or what's their dependency on each other. And the second question is, this is more from an approach standpoint, like in your survey or in your conversations, did you come across any sample point wherein a Gen Z refused to adopt any of these AI or smart devices purely because there is a privacy issue with it?
Yes, sir. Um, so to talk more about the barriers, actually, among all of these 10 barriers that is actually spoken through, there are certain foundational ones that lay certain grounds for their instant adoption to all of these tools. So among them, I would say first of all we need to like educate all these people that all these AI related things, like how they give the suggestions, like which to follow, which not to follow, the prompts, or how reliable is the main thing. And as well as we are giving a lot of prompts and giving a lot of personal data as well. So how the data is generally being handled, is it being shared or disclosed, or where it is being used, or all of those things, it is there. Like while we install all these things, they give you certain terms of conditions, but then it needs to be even more transparent. As are the the among those 10 barriers is the most essential thing for more of the Gen Z's to adapt to this culture. So I would say awareness deficit, and as well as the surveillance concern being the important factors in that. And then to like answer your second question, like while we did survey too, like there are a lot of people who use a hybrid concept where they have all these AI and things, and they just ask little questions, smaller questions that they wouldn't mind asking a consultant. Like for example, if I have to there are fitness goals, let us say, and I have to like reduce like 10 kilogram of weight, I could ask a consultant or a person who's specialized in that for a specialized diet that is personalized for me. And from that, like I these the people we have gotten response from, they integrate AI to to ease the process. So mainly there is shift laggard is what I would like to tell. So they are using both these professionals as well as this AI output that we get.
No, where I'm getting to is like, if as a Gen Z, I am getting value from any application, what are the stopping factors that I will not use this application, even though I know there is value if I keep using it? That's where my primary question is. Like, sure, if we use a smartwatch, I am aware with the risk that it comes from in terms of it knowing everything about my heart rate, everything about my health data. But then at the end of the day, I am getting value in terms of monitoring there. So what is that level of comfort, um, knowing that you're getting value from the risk that you're exposing yourself to? That's the underlying question.
Yes, so Gen Z, they are okay with getting value in replacement of like our personal data being shared with the company or the brand. But then the value in which we get should be like accurate. They should be credible. So that is where the AI kind of falls through. It kind of like the algorithm in which it works is like it gives along the lines of what we give the prompt. It like doesn't negatively take it. Like if we ask for whether we could do, if it's an yes or no scenario, it mostly like give suggestions in the positive framework is what is the one of the thing with the AI. And we ask for suggestions and stuff, it is like not too accurate as we get it from consultants. So that is where a bit of a resistance is there in the Gen Z is the output of our research.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Udita.
Thank you.
Anisha, may we ask for the next?
Sure, sir. Thank you for the presentation. Moving forward to the next presenter. Now we have Xiao Yu Swan with the paper titled Robust Face Recognition Under Occlusion Using Attention Enhanced Angular Margin Loss.
Yes, I will
Yeah, you can share your
my
screen.
screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, it's visible.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I am Huy Thuận. Today, I am pleased to present our research paper titled Robust Face Recognition Under Occlusion Using Attention and Ocular Margin Loss. As we all know, the COVID-19 The COVID-19 pandemic had made wearing masks an indispensable part of life. This had created a big challenge for facial recognition system. The score problem does not cover impression in different independently features such as the nose, mouth, and chin, causing the performance of traditional model to be saturated rate. And the biggest challenge is the practice is the cross variation. That is when the system has two masks of the photo of person wearing a mask with a photo of person without a mask in its database. To address this challenge, our research to build a semantic framework to create a model that's the accuracy and robust. Our key consists will include first, we conduct a detailed analysis of our four state to accurately measure the impact of its improvement. Second, we introduce a novel data sampling techniques called mask-aware sampling for the models to learn mask invariance feature. And finally, we demonstrate the effective combination of facial attention and face after loss to achieve superior performance with an F1 score above 97% and extremely robust. In terms of methodologies, we approach in four sequential states summarized in the overall architecture you can see on the screen. First, uh, we build a strong baseline using the inception ResNet V1, V2 architecture and chip slots. Next, we improve on the data by applying the mask-aware sampling techniques, forcing the model to learn for difficult cross-image of fair. Then we improve the architecture by intelligent spatial attention models. This model have the models automatically see and focus on occluded feature, reach the eyes and forehead. And finally, in the most important stage, we improve the slot function by replacing chip slot and with after loss. This is a key step to maximize the arithmetic power of the future vector in the space embedding. So how this the improvement by pairs. Let's look at the result on our main dataset. This table compares the performance of the baseline model stage 1 and our final model stage 4. As we can see, the F1 score has skyrocketed across on generous and is above 97%. Most importantly, the robustness graph, the difference in performance between the easier and hardest case has dropped the dramaticals from 5.9% to just 2%. This so that our models is not only accurate but also extremely stable. To illustrate this further, here is the confusion matches of the final model. The cell outside the main terminals revisiting incorrect resistance have very low values. For example, in the hardest case there are only three errors in total over 200 datasets. An important question is our model only work with mass data. To answer this, we evaluate the model on the LFW payment and develop and contrast real-world datasets. The results show that our final models not only perform well but also improve significantly over the baseline, with an 8 to 9% increase in accuracy. This demonstrates that our environments have helped the model learn more robust recognition in future. We can better generalize to real work problem. To to consider my recent systematics for pay frameworks for build a robust face recognition model. We saw that was improvement in data and architecture are valuable. The faster that for the biggest lift in both currency and robustness were the adoption of the Aphros function. The scheme message we want to convey is that uh, comprehensive about combining intelligent architecture with a robust geometrical list multiple loss function in the ski to effectively showing practical challenge in face recognition. This concludes my presentation. Thank you very much for your attention. Now I'm happy to take a question.
Hey, quick question. Did you also, or rather, how did you factor in scenarios where people are wearing glasses or sunglasses? Or maybe with caps also, so that your target surface area is reduced? Hey, could you hear us?
Can you repeat the answer? I can hear your question.
Yeah, I was asking in terms of when you're doing facial detection, when people are wearing masks, how did you account for scenarios where people are wearing eyeglasses, sunglasses, or maybe even caps or hats? I think there is some connectivity on their end.
Uh, Thank you for your question. Did your We should mainly focus on the version of freight cost covered by mass, using a difficultly rendered mass, evaluating performance on the other style and occlusion. So there's eyeglasses, the indistinct as potential version for future users.
I didn't quite understand that. Probably there is some disconnect. If needed, we can chat offline. But thanks, I'm good.
Um,
Okay. Dr. Sunil, anything from your end? We can move on.
No, we can move on. Thank you.
Thank you for the presentation. Moving forward to our next presenter, we have Thupakula Kushwant with the paper titled Role of Digital Marketing in the Era of Artificial Intelligence. Do we have him here in the session?
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. We are here to present a research paper titled "Role of Digital Marketing in the Era of Artificial Intelligence." This was carried out as a part of our ISBM conference by our team from Amrita School of Business. Okay, let me brief explain you about what are the index, abstract, introduction, literature review, proposed methodology, results and discussion, comparative analysis, conclusion, framework, and references. Like now, like we have set the topic, and let me give you a overview of our research abstract
Hello.
through our research. Sir,
Again.
okay. Let me explain you about what is the abstract and research focus. Like our research focuses on the role of AI in reshaping digital marketing strategies. To do this, we conducted a bibliometric analysis using R Biblioshiny, a special package in R program, and VOS Weaver based upon data from
Chandan
the
कौन है?
Scopus data. Sir, this is Kushwant presenting right now. Based
Yes,
on
you
data from the scope. Ma'am?
you can continue. That's okay.
Sure. From the Scopus database, we have studied trends, emerging themes, country level contributions, and future research directions. We found major themes such as AI driven personalization and automation, ethical and green AI application, and enhanced customer engagement. But we have also identified research gaps like limited precision in measuring consumer sentiments and unexplored ethical and sustainability aspects. After this, let's see the foundation by looking the introduction where we explain this research is both timely and important. Introduction. Digital transformation today is a driving force for business growth. AI tools like predictive analytics, automation, voice search, and personalization are helping companies improve conversion rates and customer satisfaction and loyalty. But one major challenge is that many businesses still depend upon traditional methods for understanding consumer sentiment, which limits accuracy in digital making. Having understood the background, let's now see the earlier studies say about AI in digital marketing through our literature review. From our literature review, we found that AI is being widely applied in digital marketing to improve client interaction and customer attraction and campaign effectiveness. Digital transformation is reshaping consumer engagement and advertising, while AI in marketing analytics is driving more data-driven strategies. However, research still raises important questions like what are the emerging research trends? How are studies structured by publications and citations, and what future scope exists in digital marketing. To address this, we have decided to use this bibliometric analysis. These are the research questions which is like from our data, like what are the emerging research trends, how is research structured by publications and citations, what is the future scope in digital marketing. Like this is the methodology that we have been used in our research, like bibliometric analysis by using tools like R software and a package called BiblioShiny and OS Weaver and Prisma framework. Like we have used like Prisma framework in this. The data, it includes like 599 documents, which is 5 years data from 2021 to 25, and you can see that like there are total 814 scopuses, and that we have and from this we have excluded like only 209, and eligibility for is like 604. Based upon the language also we have been removed, and review is called 599. The descriptive data analysis, in that you can see that particular cities from 2021 to 25 period is like 397 sources. This is an annual growth rate, and how many authors are there, like keywords, and like conferences and reviews and editorial. And these are the top 10 most relevant searches in like in the publishers, like T is equal total publications, total contribution, total average. And these are the most cited documents from in between the 21 to 25, that is the time period. The most cited paper was like Dwivedi, New York, like 1257 citations, and India contributed at 12.6% of total documents, followed by China and the USA. And it highlights there is a strong link between AI, digital marketing, and machine learning and commerce. And these are the 10 most relevant countries, and here we can see a picture of the keywords which are like connected to one another. Like if you see digital marketing and artificial intelligence, marketing, sales, consumer behavior, decision, e-commerce, these are related to one another. It is like a cluster which is like which will connect one to the other. And now this is the decision. From this we can found that there are 599 documents across 397 sources. Annual growth rate is like 34.63%, and average citations is of like 8.2%. Like, and there are 673 authors and 23.5% international collaborations. And you can see that like key findings is like most cited document is like Vivedi, and top authors are Sharma and Chowdhury. Top countries, India is contributing first and followed by China and US. And key clusters is like digital marketing and machine learning techniques and e-commerce. And implementation. AI boost conversion, personalization, and operational efficiency. When you say like special recommendations to the people, and strong contributions from India and global collaborations. Research gap in is like ethical AI and green marketing. Green marketing is nothing but sustainability and eco-friendly practices and precision analytics. Future scope: automation, sustainability, advanced precision prediction models. And conclusion framework: AI reshaping digital marketing strategy and consumer engagement. India emerging as a key contributor in literature, and green and sustainable digital marketing, and ethical framework for AI, and predictive and personalized campaigns. And these are the references for like from where we have gathered the previous data. And thank you for your attention. We will now be happy to take any questions.
I just want to know more about green digital marketing.
Green
What is
digital marketing.
green digital marketing?
Sir, it is like in a sustainable way, not like just like green marketing refer to the promotion of products, services, and business practices that are environmentally friendly, sustainable, and social responsible. Like for example, if you see eco-friendly products are like recyclable, biodegradable, and minimal wastage.
Okay,
So these are.
understood.
Sir,
And how many tools you have used? AI tools, I'm asking about digital marketing.
yes, sir. Like you see that like there are some keywords you write, sir. Like for example, if you
No,
say
keyword is
digital
not a tool.
marketing, it is connected.
I'm asking about AI tool, which one can use if they are running any digital agency or green digital agency.
For green, just a second. Like it's tools
Question
comes
is
under
clear.
like no sir, like I do like just ask me 1 second.
Like I am
1 second.
asking, suppose you are a digital content creator, you are running a digital marketing company. I am asking top 5 AI tool, which one can use if he is digital content creator.
Like Google AI and Google Cloud sustainability tools we can use now, sir.
Okay.
Google AI, Google Cloud sustainable tools, and we, as you know, that Salesforce sustainability cloud has also been there, right?
My only suggestion, please search more AI tools for digital marketing. Yes,
Sure,
over
sir.
to you, Sahil.
Yeah, thanks, Dr. Sunil. I echo that feedback, but help me understand, is the output of your research a consolidation in terms of what already other people have researched? Or are
Sir,
you
main, so like, sir, can you please 1 second go?
yeah, so I'm saying output of your work is consolidation or summarization of all the 300, 400 documents that people have already researched on?
Sir, we can also by use of AI, we can improve conversion and personalization and efficiency for the people, right?
No, I think that's not what I intend to ask, but it's okay. We need to keep going.
And like AI driven personalization and automation for improving conversion right now, sir. Like rather than in into like the technology is growing, right? We can use like personalized content for the people.
I think it's positive. We're making a generic statement here. That's why.
Sure.
Okay.
Any questions, sir?
No, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Anisha ji, can we ask for next?
Sure. Thank you for the presentation. Now, moving forward, we have Nandgopan R with the paper titled Understanding the Drivers of Financial Literacy and Digital Investment Behavior Among Generation Z.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Hello.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, the screen is visible.
Yeah, okay. Ma'am, can I start the presentation?
Yes.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, our topic is understanding the drivers of financial literacy. And digital investment behavior among the Gen Zs, ma'am. And our context and research gap is like India's fintech ecosystem. Ecosystem is booming. UPI wallets and advertisers, and in Gen Z digitally savvy, but their financial knowledge and trust levels are inconsistent. And in past research studies, factors like literacy, risk, or trust in is isolation. Like in this research gap, we found that the past research studied factors like trust isolation and risk and all that. No structured model exists to show the hierarchical relationship between the multiple drivers of Gen Zs and financial literacies and in the investment behavior. This established why our research is needed. To see the objective, like examine the 9 interrelated drivers of Gen Z's literacies and digital investment uses interpretive structural modeling to map how these drivers influence one another. Like apply micmac analysis to classify them into driving was dependent variable, and theory combines the theory planned behavior technology acceptance model contributors are and practice roadmap of policymakers, fintech firms and educators to enhance the literacy and adoption. So coming to the theoretical framework, TPB behavior depend on attitude, social norms and perceived control, and TAM like adoption depends on the perceived usefulness and easy of use. Coming to the financial literacy as a like a bridge linking the social psychology factors with technological factors shows why our model is interdisciplinary. Here, the nine drivers identified are like high driving one is like regulatory awareness, economic uncertainty and perception, and parental financial socialization. Intermediate enables are like financial knowledge and digital literacy. And here the dependent and behavioral one is like trust in digital platform, social media and peer influence, perceived risk and US and the app and also the app design. This introduced the nine variables for ISM and micmac analysis. And our like research methodology like design is cross-sectional survey. We took a sample of 115 respondents, Gen Z, like that includes Gen Z students, research scholars and young professionals, they aged between 18 to 27. The instrument is like structured online questionnaire with a 5-point Likert scale, where our analysis tool are like hierarchical mapping of like variable relationship and micmac categorization into drivers was independence. Our micmac matrix result is like independent drivers are regulatory awareness, parental and socialization, linkage variables, financial knowledge and digital literacy. They influence and are influenced. Dependent drivers are trust, UX, risk perceptions, and peer influence. That are the main dependent drivers of this case. And autonomous drivers, non-significant. System stability comes from the strong upstream enablers. And discussion and implication like our key insight is like regulatory parental macro economic influence heavily shape the Gen Z's financial behavior here. And like their implications are policy like RBA, SEBI should integrate the digital finance literacy in curriculum, and fintech like app should be secure, transparent, gamified and include literacy prompts. Education and parenting, early financial exposure and peer-based learning should be promoted. And coming to the conclusion of future research, like concluding that Gen Z's financial behavior is multidimensional and social plus technological and contextual, and regulatory awareness and parental influence, uncertainty are critical leverage points here. For our limitation, urban sample and cross-sectional and self-reported data was the limitation, and future research is longitudinal study and generational comparison and behavioral tracking of the fintech data and AI-driven financial literacy interventions. And these are our citations for your reference.
Could
That's
you
it.
elaborate in terms of how it will change or what would be your change in approach when you start adding uh, differences in demographic? Like currently, you're only focusing on urban population. Uh,
Yes, sir.
my understanding is financial literacy is completely different. in a not so urban population. So how does it influence?
So actually, like here we focused on first on the Gen Zs. Like in urban, they have like access to this technology, their app and all that. But in there also we found that there is gap in the awareness of this about the financial literacy and all that. They are just they are in the stage of learning. But in the
How,
terms of
how do you define financial literacy? What's your definition of financial literacy?
about their knowing where to invest and what to do with their finance, like they if they are earning, how they have to invest, and apart from investing in banks or something, they have like we have more kind of investments lying out in the market. But we they are like don't know about that, like how to do and all that. Is like financial literacy is not just by knowing traditional money concept like budgeting and saving, but also ability to navigate the digital platform, access the risk, and make the smart investment choices in the technological driven in financial world, sir.
But in your study, can you go back to your slide?
Yes.
Look at your feature list. Look at your feature list. Yeah, one back, one back. Yeah, in this thing, hold on. The next one.
This one.
Yes. So you say 9 drivers. In this one,
Eh,
where is the element of investing, budgeting, all of that capture in
no,
terms of,
actually, like in general, I said, sir.
so in the context of your research or your exercise, what is the definition of financial literacy?
Okay, sir.
No, I thought that was a question.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Sir, in the in the my term, like financial, like the ability to understand the effectively use of financial skill in including risk management and understanding the investment options, uh, like uh, uh, navigating the drivers uh, a digital platform, understanding risk, informed investment choices, like
All
bridging the gap between strong drivers like parental guidelines and regulations, act behavior like trust, and in the fintech apps and peer-driven investment decisions.
No, man. I think it's again a generic response, like we saw on the last time. Let's keep moving.
No, here we see about that trust in digital platforms and social media and our peer effect, like how that affect our decisions in the financial literacies and all that.
That's where, when we were talking in terms of your definition of financial literacy, you mentioned terms such as risk management, investing, the drivers or your feature set list here. I don't have confidence that will help you ascertain whether you know to invest or not. But that's maybe I'm missing something. I am happy to have that disconnect. So uh, that's fine.
No question from my side.
Thank you for the presentation.
Okay, sir. Okay.
We'll be moving forward to the next presenter, and we have Leeladhar P. Dhake with the paper titled Website Defacement Detection Using Machine Learning Technique.
Thank you. Let me
Hello.
quick.
Yeah.
Let me quickly share my
என்னடா
screen.
அவன்?
There is background noise, I believe. Okay, no worries, that's fine. Uh, Let me know if you are able to see my screen.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. So the topic for today's presentation is definitely website defacement detection using machine learning techniques. So agenda, what we have today to discuss, it's about introduction, then the gap identified based on the literature survey, the objective, followed by that the methodology, which I, along with my team, followed, the high level architecture, and then we'll discuss shortly, in short, the results that we have achieved. So what is website defacement? Okay, it's an unauthorized modification of website appearance or content change by a malicious actor. So this is happening very common, and to support that, I have some result analysis or survey already conducted that I will discuss in short. So what is the common target for this website defacement? A public facing websites of businesses, government, organization, or individual celebrities as well could be a common target. So primary objective behind this attack is basically a defame the image of that individual or organization. Okay. Attacker typically use the vulnerability available in web applications or server through which they access the server and modify the content of existing websites. Why it matter? So as I mentioned, it harm the image of organization or individual, right? And once image has been disturbed, it may create financial impact or personality impact. So if you see, have a quick look on a graph from it is though it is old data which I took for my survey. It says from 2010 to 15 there was substantial decrease in the motivation of website defacement, but though there was happening, and most of the motivation captured here is just for fun. So some ethical hackers or non-ethical hackers try to check their knowledge, okay, and they do that activity for fun purpose. There are some negative elements available in society. They also do attack just to change the image. Okay, so we'll not go in that detail because that may create a conflict. Followed by that, even Q2 of 2024 was really eventual, where global cyber attack raised by 30%. And if we talk very specific to India, 600 cases were reported from the first half of 2024. Okay, so saying that, we continued further on the literature survey, and we identified some limitation for machine learning perspective of website defacement detection. So what was those limitation? Lack of publicly available and labeled data. Okay, because of machine learning, definitely supervised models strongly rely on the labeled data, right? And that was not available publicly. Though it is available, it's very weak, okay, and very basic. We'll discuss about it later. High false positive and poor generalization. So the current technique which are available in market or available, represented by researcher, are focusing on the URL based detection, not on the content or images that has been altered. Okay. Then there are some attackers, adversarial evaluation or concept drift. So those are bypassing the static models. Okay. So there is no support for dynamic websites and dynamic models. Then moving further, heavy resource requirement. If we focus on deep learning, okay, that time it will take high resources to run the model, and that is not available. And this is I have highlighted in my future work. Okay, and then dependency of feature engineering. So classical model heavily rely on the manual features. Okay, whereas for advanced model, we need dynamic feature extraction. So these were the gap identified. Moving further, what was the objective of this research or this implementation? Implementing a basic three models, okay, which are SVM, isolation, and light GBM. to analyze visual and changes on website for detecting if there is any changes happening, develop system that will monitor the website changes at real time. When I'm saying real time, it's not actual real time, it's close to real time, okay, with some delay, and evaluate the performance. So we'll talk about this performance later on the stage. So what methodology or architecture we followed? So first, there is a website which is connected uh, with our model, which will read the data with the help of Selenium drivers. So it will capture the images of that website as well as capture the HTML data. Okay, so that feature can be extracted. Once it is saved, feature can be extracted, which will be verified against the model developed. Okay, if there is a detection happen, so it will route back to the data store. So index page will be always captured uh, in regular process that will be restored back to a website. If there is no defacement attack happen, then it will stop. And after certain interval again, that can be as per our choice, let's say 5 minutes or 10 minutes, it will go again and read the data. So this will continuously happen. So that's where I was saying, referring real time, not exact real time, but close to real time. And post detection action, which is just I explained, trying to restore the at least index page, not entire website. Okay. And then continuous improvement. So data is getting stored and captured after every run, right? So that will be reutilized for training our model. So that is high level of methodology or architecture. So experimental results are basically around the confusion matrix, which are very common. The data set which I referred was from Zone H archive, which is again a manual collection where he has collected from various websites. Okay, out of that, I picked 3,000 images to utilize both for training and testing purpose. Okay, and this is a limitation, as I mentioned. So it is a manual collection of images and data set. So in our experiments, what we did, as I mentioned earlier, we used Selenium web driver to collect the data at a real time as, and it's growing. So data set maybe eventually after providing multiple website inputs, right, that data set will be available for future use. Then result. So what I did, I used 5 normal website and 5 defaced website. Again, this defaced website was manually created based on the reference we got from a data set. Okay, and we achieved overall 70% accuracy. I know this is less, but in case of security, 1% will also, success rate will also be really helpful for saving the damage happening, right? Considering that this 70%, I believe is okay, success or accuracy. So moving further, this is the continuation of results. The future scope. Now, develop the advanced reporting feature. What is this advanced reporting feature I am referring here? Parallelly, I'm working for my MTech project as well. So developing email notification and WhatsApp notification for the website owner so that he will be reported immediately. Why I'm keeping WhatsApp? Because sometimes we ignore emails, okay? And there are multiple emails coming, so we may miss it. So 2 options should be provided to user or website owner. Uh, as soon as detection is happen or attack detection is happen, it will share a predefined template of information to a user that this XYZ, uh, your XYZ website has been attacked and it is restored to a default page. Okay. Then identifying parameter for text and image alteration. So that's where I was referring. A deep learning model can be utilized further for future scope to have a multi-dimensional scope to have more accurate result and train our model and tuning existing model for better accuracy. So conclusion, machine learning approach provide optimal solution for cybersecurity or especially in detecting the website defacement attack. Okay. And this method ensure timely defacement detection attempts, minimizing the damage. So thank you. If there is any question, I'm happy to take.
I can start this off. So, very interesting problem space. I must agree there. But do we have any point of view like if this hampers with the page performance of a website? Because now there is a check which a model will say if this website is authentic or not, and after that
Mhm.
it loads to the user. So
Yeah.
how do this in terms of the page performance?
Yeah. Thank you, Sahil. I believe I pronounced it correctly. So I agree, and that's where the if you take you back to the methodology. So first we'll read the website, and whenever with this model, first time user is registered, right? His website, the best image or best extract of HTML will be captured always. Okay, that will act as a comparative reference for us. And I believe that helps you to address your question, how it will be helpful. It will be always referred to compare.
What I'm saying is that comparison will take time, right? So
Yes,
let's
I agree.
yeah. So when let's take an example, if I enter www.google.com to check
Mhm,
if there is no alterations to that website, it will your model will first verify it. If that
mhm.
verification passes, then only then will I get to see that web page on my end. So wouldn't there be a dip in load time for the web page for me?
Uh, I agree, but I believe this specific model will be running. Okay, I understand your question very specifically because it may take time for end user to review as I'm doing a checking. So what my thought process? I consider your suggestion as well, but what is my thought process? This model will be running in backend that will not impact the end user who are accessing the website. In backend, it will just extract the pages, okay, a screenshot of pages and continue detection simultaneously, whereas normal user will continue their day-to-day activity. That is idea behind it, but yeah, I will consider this suggestion to accommodate.
That's helpful. Thanks.
Time complexity also matter. I agree.
Leeladarji,
Yes, Dr. Sunil.
basic questions.
Mhm,
Model on which you are working
mhm,
for this particular problem statement, or you are
mhm.
integrating 2, 3 algorithms combinedly.
Yes.
First, please let us know about your working model.
So I choose prominently two model. Okay, and third was added for basically images. So isolation algorithm is very famous and getting used for anomaly detection worldwide. Okay, so that was the idea to utilize it. SVM is definitely use label data. So here the label data will be defaced and undefaced on normal web pages. So that was idea to utilize that model as well. And then I combined the results of these two to derive the conclusion.
Any optimization algorithm?
No, sir.
No optimization.
Not it. No, no, no.
And the work you have presented,
Mhm.
there are some AI tools regarding your work.
Correct. I
Doing
agree. There are.
same work which you want to present, or you want to present your PhD or MTech thesis on this. May I know that tools names if you have
Uh,
studied?
yes, there are multiple tools. So one is what was that? Web Hacker is another tool which is currently getting in boom. Okay, there are multiple. I agree. Those names are on my tongue, but I'm not able to
Okay.
just
Any
reflect it.
advancement we are doing?
Yes, as I mentioned, I'm trying to explore the deep learning approach here so that accuracy will be more and the images extraction, feature extraction should be supported so that it will be a multi-dimensional.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sunil.
Thank you for the presentation. Moving forward in the session, now the next presenter is Vijay Makwana with the paper titled Prompt Engineering Intervention for Enhancing Proficiency and AI Self-Efficacy in Undergraduate Management Education. You may please start.
Yes. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes.
Good morning to both the session chairs and the moderator and all my fellow participants and presenters. Good morning. So this is Dr. Vijay Makwana, and I'm an English teacher. And this is the title of my research article, Prompt Engineering Intervention for uh, Enhancing Proficiency and AI Self-Efficacy in Undergraduate Management Education. Now, let me tell you how did this idea, stem, it started. So I'm an English teacher and I'm very fastidious about the way the language is used by my students. So from last 2, 3 years, I was observing that whenever I receive any communication from my student, especially the written communication, it used to be very elaborate, not focusing exactly on the point they want to convey. Let's say there is an email for late submission of an assignment. So they would draft a very lengthy email and send it without curating it. Now that led me to the thought that, okay, students have the availability of the AI tools, but then are they able to use all these tools effectively? Okay, so that led me to this, just a minute. Ah, are you able to see the change of slide?
Yes.
No, yeah. So that led me to this idea that there can be a training for the students, where they are trained to use these AI tools more effectively. And let me talk about a bit of background. Okay, so earlier, if we talk about the top 10 skills, it used to be learnability at the top, communication skills, critical thinking. Especially after 2022, the the skill which tops the chart is AI literacy. Okay, but that thing has changed now. Recently, I read to this 2026 Global Learning and Skills Trends reports published by Udemy and Coursera. AI fluency was the #1 skill. Okay, so it's not just about now being aware about the various AI tools, but ability to use all these tools effectively is in demand now. Okay, now the access is not the problem. The students have the availability of the tools, be it Gemini or ChatGPT, Claude, they have the tools available, but then to what extent, how efficiently they are able to use it. Now that's a challenge. Now, as you can see, there is an education gap. In a study by Harvard Business Review article I've cited here, okay, that students have the theoretical knowledge. They know these tools can be used for this purpose, but how exactly effectively incorporate in their academic work, professional works, there is a gap regarding that. Even in that study by this is what even is told in the UNESCO's report, that there is a significant lack of formal and structured prompt engineering skill among the students. So this is the gap I wanted to address. Being an English teacher, I wanted to train the students for effectively using AI tools, especially the focus was on prompt engineering. Now, why specifically prompt engineering? So it is said that the language of programming in future is going to be English. Okay, because the quality of the output from an AI depends on the quality of the input you give, how effectively you have designed the prompt, how meticulously you have designed the prompt. But in this case, my observation was students, the target group in this case, they were giving prompts which are not so specific, very general and vague. For example, if they are writing, let's say, a business report, a proposal or something. So what they will do is teacher has given them a question. They'll simply copy it in the chatbot LLM and then expect a good answer from that, which is shouldn't be the case. You need to be very specific when you give input to the AI. Okay, so I wanted students to be trained for this. They should be meticulous. They should be aware about various AI strategies. They should be also be aware about the various pitfalls, the limitations of AI, and that's the reason I developed this one um, uh, intervention, okay, where a 2-hour intervention where they'll be trained for using this AI effectively, especially the focus area was prompt engineering. This is the significance of the study because um, uh, let me change the slide. So this is I would say the research objective to evaluate the impact of a structured prompt engineering workshop designed for undergraduate business students. Okay. And what are the research questions my study was trying to answer? Number one, to what extent does the workshop enhance students' confidence in using the AI technology effectively? Now, here I would like to talk about a theory by Bandura, where he talked about that high self-efficacy results into more resilience and persistence in learning and more confidence in learning. So if the students, I mean the learners in this case, they are what we say, the confident about the use of AI, they'll be more resilient and they'll be more persistent in their approach. So that's number one thing. Second is that how aware they are about the various prompting strategies. So the second question, how does it influence the foundational understanding of generative AI principles and applications? And number three, the question for the practical skills and what effect does it have on the practical ability to engineer effective prompts for management scenarios? So these three particular questions I wanted to be answered through this study. Okay, let me talk about the intervention here specifically, the participants and everything. So research design, I would call it convergent parallel mixed method approach. I'll call it mixed method. And the reason for keeping that was I wanted it to be verified not just by considering one tool, but various tools. Okay. Second is I included both the qualitative and quantitative data in that case. So there was this single group which consisted of 78 undergraduate BBA students. Now, how was that selection done? So an announcement at the place where I'm teaching, that is Charutar University of Science and Technology, Indukaka Institute of Management. So the announcement was made in all the classes of BBA and MBA regarding such a course, Prompt Like a Pro workshop. And based on the registration, we got the sample, and that is total 78 students registered for that workshop. Now, before the workshop started, they were given a questionnaire. One is the self-efficacy, and the second was their confidence in using the AI tools. And then there was a 2-hour intensive workshop. I'll call it hands-on practice of using AI effectively, specifically prompt engineering, various advanced prompt engineering techniques. So they were made aware about what is single shot prompting, what is multi-shot prompting. They were also made aware what is persona prompting, okay, chain of thought, tree of thoughts, iteration kya hai. So they were made aware about all this various prompting strategies, which we found before the workshop they were not aware about. And what were the various data collection tools used in this case? So one is the AI self-efficacy scale. It had 7-point Likert scale. AI knowledge assessment. So it consisted of MCQs about various principles, strategies of prompt engineering. The third is prompt engineering school, and the last is qualitative feedback survey. Because as I said, we did not just focused on numbers, data. We also wanted to know the qualitative improvement, their experience of taking such a course, a workshop. Okay. So this is what I found after the data analysis. So as I said, they were given a test, the tools before the workshop and after the workshop, 2-hour workshop. And what we found is in that the AI self-efficacy. Okay, and in that the mean score previously was 3.15, which improved to 4.72. You can see the p-value and Cohen D. And AI knowledge, as I said, that was done by using a questionnaire, and in that case the mean score 6.80 improved to 9.45. Now as you can see that there was a change, there was an improvement, but what specific improvement was found, now that can be seen in the next slide. Okay, so I've given a sample prompt here. Earlier, the student used to write, the participant write a marketing plan for a new product. Okay, or a very simple single line, what we call single shot prompt, where there are good chances that you may not get the desired outcome. After this, okay, the prompt which was found was something like this. And let me tell you, during this workshop, there were 3 faculty members who were constantly on the round guiding the students about various prompting strategies. We also involved the faculty members from their department, that is business management, so that they can be guided about their specific domain. So they were getting inputs about both the correct language, and the second thing is about using the correct business concepts in that case. Okay, so as you can see, there is clearly a marked improvement in their practical prompting skills. this is what I found, when we evaluated their performance based on rubrics. They were given two tasks specifically. They were given two situations for which they need to form the prompts. And this is what we found, that there was 75% of the students, they started using persona-based prompting. So instead of just saying that, develop a marketing plan for such so and so, okay, so they started telling something like that, you are a marketing expert, okay, trained specifically in digital marketing, and then they try to be more specific in their approach. So this was something good. We could see that they were aware about what is persona based prompting, and they started integrating it in their prompts. Second is reiterative refinement. What we found earlier is, during my discussion with the students also, we interviewed 10 students. They said that earlier, when they would not find the desired result on one particular LLM, let's say they are searching for something on GPT, and they are not getting the desired result. So what they will do is they will switch to another LLM. Instead of reiterating and refinement, they will switch to a different platform. I would say this is not a good approach. Okay. After this workshop specifically.
Sorry for the interruption. This is a 10 minutes gentle reminder.
Yes. And after the workshop, what we could see is they were more than, what do you say, persistent. They tried to explain their requirements specifically to the same model. And also they were very conscious about the choice of the model. Okay, like there are some reasoning models, there are something which are for everyday tasks. So what we could see is the students were more conscious about which model specifically to choose for the specific kind of task. Because even for the research purpose, they were using the general model, okay, where they should be using a reasoning model, pro model. Okay, so there we could see there was some consciousness among the students that for this purpose, this is how they should form their prompt, and also which specific model to be used. Interestingly, chain of thought prompt was also used by 45% of the participants. Okay, and some more revelation, what we could find, that students had awareness that the AI may hallucinate. Earlier, they used to accept whatever response is given by AI, considering it to be 100% correct. Okay, during the workshop, they were made aware that AI may hallucinate. So you should not blindly rely on the output given by the LLMs. I mean, it may hallucinate and you need to double check the response. So that was a good observation we could find during the interview with the students. And one more thing, they realized that AI shouldn't be completely relied on all the assignments and everything. It can be an extension, it can be an assistant, it can be the starting point in this case. Okay, they were more, and so these are the findings. And um, since I'm running out of time, I'll skip to the next slides now. Some of the limitations, I would say, in this case, we did not have a control group, but only one experimental group. So that I would consider a limitation. And second is, it was a 2-hour workshop, maybe a good 2-credit, 30-hour course or something that would result into a better learning and awareness of the AI tools in this case. Okay, so that's all from my side, and I'm leaving it open for the questions from the experts, please. Sir, am I audible?
Yeah. Dr. Sunil, you want to go first, or it's fine? Okay, I think while Dr. Sunil gets back on audio.
Yes, sir, please.
Thank you, Dr. Vijay, for walking through this one. AI fluency certainly a need of the hour in terms of a skill set. Totally echo there. But help us understand. So, is the research more about when created awareness about this prompting strategy there is benefit, or are we saying there is specific nuance in the course or in the training material that you were um, engaged with the students impacted to a result wherein their understanding about prompt engineering improved?
Okay. Sir, I would like to talk about the demographics here. The 78 students, it consisted of the first year students to the also the students of the MBA program. So it consisted of both UG and PG students. What we could see is the first year students especially, they were they did not have any specific training or awareness of even AI tools. As I could see in there were 4 students who did not have any prior experience of using GPT or any AI model. Okay, and there were 14 students who were moderately using it. Okay, but in this case, as I said, the specific observation was that they were able to use AI, they were aware about its usage, but their prompting was not specific. Okay, so this particular workshop focused on integrating those advanced prompting strategies in their daily habit or routine, and that is one thing. And we wanted to ensure that we don't only just check the knowledge of AI. So there wasn't just an MCQ or a test related to that. Are you aware about this AI tool or this AI principles and this particular strategy of prompting? We also checked that is there any increase in their confidence? So as I said, there was a self-efficacy tool in which there were 16 items in total. I would like to talk about a few. I can show you the paper here. Okay, which had various questions related to prompting confidence, their strategic confidence, their critical evaluation and resilience. And overall, we could see that there was also an increase in their confidence of using AI tools.
Sure. I mean, we are talking as to how you are measuring your result, but where I'm getting to is, are we establishing the newness in the process of a segment of users when gone through a workshop perform better? That's route 1. Route 2 is there is nuance or speciality in the process itself, which in this case is your workshop, that created. If it's
So
if it's the
one specific element I would like to highlight in this case is scaffolding, because the group I got was a mixed ability group. Okay, so there were members who were a bit aware about, and there were who had no idea how to use AI. One of the approaches we focused on is scaffolding, starting from the scratch to the advanced awareness. So that was one focus, scaffolding. And the second thing is, it was a combination of both theory and the practical part. So we did not just tell them that what are the prompting strategy. There was a hands-on approach. They were asked to sit there with their laptops. There were constantly the faculty members were there surveilling, checking, guiding them. So I would say second very important part of this workshop was the hands-on practice and guidance, curated, I would say the guidance in this case. Okay, and number 3 is this particular intervention was designed considering those online courses and the materials available online. So it was sort of comprehensive, intensive 2-hour workshop. Otherwise, Google is offering, IBM is offering courses on this, and it's available for public too. But here it was something which was customized considering the target group, that is the group which was available to us. So it was more of customized, scaffolding, number 3, and hands-on practice. I would say these are the 3 important elements of this particular workshop.
Makes sense. Thanks for that explanation.
Thank you, sir.
Dr. Vijay,
Yes, sir.
you are the person whom we are looking for as a non-tech background and making awareness towards AI. Congratulations to you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
There are few improvements we can make.
Please,
rather
sir.
than preparing our PPT in Gamma.
Yes, sir.
You can put your actual images if you have presented your workshop summary.
Sure, sir. Sure.
Try to use 2 words. One is agent, second one is context.
Okay.
You never use these 2 words. These are the, we can say, hot words these days.
Yes, sir.
And please share your email ID.
Sure, sir.
You are
Good to
doing
be
fantastic work.
Good to be guided by technical experts, because I
No,
was
no.
diving into a new domain.
In AI era, as you mentioned, that there is no programming language, only single prompt can build a software.
True.
But the guarantee is the prompt should be clear.
True, sir. Thank you.
So congratulations to you. You
Thank
are
you so
doing
much.
fantastic work.
Thank you, sir. Thank you
And
so
you
much.
can share your VC's email ID as well.
Sure, sir.
I want to write an email for you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for the presentation. So we previously had 2 more presenters who weren't present at that time. I'll just call out the names again. So we have T. Shruti with the paper titled A Framework to Safeguard Electronic Health Records and Ensure Privacy in Cloud Storage. Shruti, are you present in the session? Well, I see her in the session, but there's no response from her. Moving on to the next. We have Sanasam Bimal with the paper titled Artificial Intelligent and Effective Tool for Knowledge Management in Higher Education. Sir Bimal, are you present in the session? Well, there might be some technical or audio issue from their end. Well, these were the last two presenters that were left. So with that brings us to the closing of the session. Well, to the presenters, if you're not able to present here, we request you to join the next session. And I'll just move forward to the closing remarks now. So I thank all the presenters for their presentation and contribution in this session, and all our participants for being a part of this international conference. I hope this session was informative enough for you all. We, on behalf of the whole team, we thank you for your support during this fourth version and all the previous 3 versions of the conference. And we will be happy to have you in the 5th version in 2026. All the presenters will receive their digital certificates through email within 2 working days. And the publication will be live within 7 to 8 months. So kindly cooperate with the team of ISBM 2025. I would also like to thank the session chairs for chairing this session. This is a small token of appreciation on behalf of the team of ISBM 2025, Global Knowledge Research Foundation and partners. Sahil Krishnadas, sir, and Professor Sunil Kumar Jangir. Thank you for your valuable presence, sir. Would you like to give any closing remarks before we end the session?
Sure. No, thanks for having me, Anisha. It was great potential ideas. So enjoyed being and learning through along. I appreciate that opportunity. And congratulations on a successful version of the conference.
Thank you so much for your kind words.
Anisha, as you mentioned that this is a 4th word in conference, and it's my 4th experience with you guys. GR Foundation is working so hard, and today's presenter was really awesome. They put their heart and mind for the research. Few suggestions, few improvements still there, but yes, they are doing tremendous work. All the best to all.
Thank you so much, sir. So now I'll just request you all to please turn on your cameras for a quick snapshot for this virtual conference. In 3, 2. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. See you all again soon. Take care.
Thank you.